Have you ever had an argument with someone and thought you were absolutely right, only to walk away and ask yourself, wait a minute, was I the asshole? Well, that's where Reddit comes in. So join me each day as we read through the top Am I the Asshole post and ask the question, was this person indeed the asshole or not? As always, leave your opinion in the comments below and let me know if you agree or disagree with my take on it. Let's get started. All right, so doing something a little bit different. I wanted to see what was the top Am I the Asshole post on Reddit of all time, and it's this one. So I just opened it and looking at it for the first time right now. Let's see how it goes. Am I the asshole for telling my wife the lock on my daughter's door does not get removed till my brother in law and his daughters are out of our house? Huh, that's interesting. So, your brother in law, so your wife's brother, your brother in law, and his daughters are living with you temporarily. Okay, that's what I'm getting here. And you have some concerns about that. Let's see why. My brother in law, Sammy, lost his home shortly after his divorce 10 months ago. He moved in with us and brought his two daughters, his twin daughters, Olivia and Sloane, 18, with him a couple of months ago. His sister, my wife, and I have one daughter, Zoe, who is 16, and she and her cousins aren't close, but they get along fine. Olivia and Sloane have no respect for Zoe's privacy. None. They used to walk into her room and take everything they get their hands on: makeup, phone accessories, clothes, school laptop, etc. Zoe complained a lot, and I've already asked the girls to respect Zoe's privacy and stop taking things. My wife and Sammy saw no issue with this. After all, they're girls, and this is typical teenage girls' behavior. I completely disagree. I disagree. I agree with the poster here. It's not good behavior. I mean, the fact that your wife and the brother think this is normal behavior is obviously why in that family those two twin girls grew up also acting that way. Seems like the two families here have very different values, and I'm on your side. I think that your values are correct here. I mean, yes, you can borrow things from each other, fine, but ask, don't just take. I mean, it's about being courteous, right? So, nah, I'm all with the poster on this one. The last straw was when Zoe bought a $60 MAC makeup kit that looks like a paint set that she saved up for over a month. And one of the girls, Sloane, took it without permission and ruined it by mixing shades together while using it. Don't know much about makeup. Sure, ask me. I know all about makeup. But that's what Zoe said when she found the kit on her bed and was crying. I told my wife, and she said she'd ask Sloane to apologize, but I got Zoe a lock after I found she was moving valuable belongings out of the house because of this incident. Yeah, I mean, good. Good, good, good. You're actively helping your daughter here. I mean, you're protecting your daughter's privacy as you should. Privacy is important. You know, privacy is all about respect. When I was a kid, I had a lock on my bedroom door. I think my parents had a key to my room, so I don't know how much good it did, but it made me feel better to have a lock on my door because I wanted my privacy. You know, my stuff was my stuff, my space was my space. You know, I didn't want anyone to invade my domain, and your daughter probably feels the same way, or at the very least, doesn't want people putting their grubby hands all over her stuff. So yeah, I mean, Olivia and Sloane sound like a couple of entitled little jackasses, don't they? Sammy and his daughters saw the lock and weren't happy. The girls were extremely upset. So what? They're upset. Ooh, cry me a river. Ooh, they're upset. They didn't care that they were making your daughter upset, right? The fact that, what, Zoe is having her stuff ruined and that they're invading her privacy and taking her stuff, they don't care about that. Even when she expresses that, it makes her unhappy. So why should the poster give a damn about if the other two girls are upset? Turnabout's fair play. Sammy asked about it, and I straight up told him. He said, my daughters aren't thieves. It's normal that girls of the same age borrow each other's stuff. Yeah, asking though. Asking first. And he said Zoe could easily get another makeup kit for $15 from Walmart. Oh, I don't know much about makeup, but even I know that's wrong. Women are particular about their makeup. Certain makeups, the chemicals used make some women break out while others don't. Certain shadings, women are particular. I don't know all the reasons why. I just know they are particular about it, which is why I never buy makeup as a gift unless I specifically know what type of makeup, the shading, every little detail about it, which then it wouldn't be a surprise gift anymore. But I'm ranting, I'm rambling. But no, no, no. Your brother-in-law here has two daughters, and he hasn't learned this yet. It's huh. You can easily get a no makeup kit for $15 from Walmart, and shouldn't even be buying expensive adult makeup in the first place. Yeah, but Zoe bought it, with her money that she saved up, so it's obviously important to her. Shouldn't be buying adult makeup in the first place, and suggested my wife take care of this defect in Zoe's personality, trying to appear older than she is. He accused me of being overprotective and babying Zoe with this level of enablement. Yeah, your brother-in-law is a bit of a twit, isn't he? I told him this is between me and my wife, and she shamed me for putting a lock on Zoe's door for her cousins to see and preventing them from spending time with her. No, you're not preventing them from spending time with her. They can easily knock on the door and come in. She can let them in. You're not preventing them spending time together at all. Saying I was supposed to treat them like daughters. No, they're not your daughters. Then demanded I remove it, but I said this lock does not get removed until her brother and his daughters are out of the house. She got mad and saying that I was implying we kick them out and said her family will hate me for this. So I reminded her that I let Sammy and his family move in, which is something her own family refused to do. So she should start with shaming and blaming them for not taking their own son and nieces and granddaughters in. If it wasn't for her family's unwillingness to help, we wouldn't be dealing with this much disturbance at home. Everyone's been giving me and Zoe the silent treatment, and my wife is very much upset over this. Another case where I had to say one family, I don't know what I'm saying here, but seriously, no, you're not the asshole. Look, of course, kids want privacy. Teenagers especially want privacy. So, honestly speaking, I would have already had a lock on her door already. You know, I believe that you give people trust until they break it, right? So if I have a daughter, when she's 11, 12, 13, when she's starting to hit puberty, I would let her make a choice as to if she wants a lock or not. Like, I wouldn't change the door without asking her. If she comes to me one day and says, "Hey, Dad, I want a lock on my door," and she's 13 years old, I'd say yes. If she's been a good daughter and hasn't given me any reason to be concerned about her, and I would do that. And she would be allowed to have a lock on her door um, until she did something like maybe bring a boy to her room and close the door and lock it, then the lock's coming off. Uh, but until she broke that trust, I would allow her to have a lock from the get-go. And yeah, a lot of young girls want to wear makeup. I mean, that's just par for the course, right? That's a normal thing. Um, I see it here in Vietnam. I saw it in Mexico. I mean, it's a standard thing. Girls like to make up. Girls like to look older than they are until they hit 30, and then they want to look younger than they are. The grass is always greener on the other side. Um, so again, that's normal. I don't think you're being overprotective. I think that you are respecting your daughter. You're listening to her feelings. You're listening to her complaining that she's unhappy about what her cousins are doing, and you're responding and taking the appropriate steps to deal with it. I mean, you already talked to them and they didn't listen. So what else are you supposed to do? I mean, you can't beat a dead horse, right? So, no, definitely not the asshole, but your wife, on the other hand, and her brother and the daughters and that side of the family, I would say it's a family of assholes because obviously they never learned the concept of boundaries, respect other people's stuff, don't take stuff without asking. So, yeah, I would say you married into an asshole. You married into a family of assholes, but you're not the asshole. And hopefully, your daughter will learn more from you than from her mother's side. But maybe that's me being a bit too judgmental there, but that's my opinion. Let's see what other people say. Not the asshole. Don't back down. Stand your ground. You're the only one sticking up for Zoe. If her cousins want to use expensive makeup, give them your wife's. I love whoever this is. That's some great advice there. And that brings up to another good point. The cousin's father is like, oh, they shouldn't be using expensive makeup and looking older. Well, then why is his daughter's borrowing Zoe's makeup to begin with? Obviously, they disagree with their father about it. Original poster, not the asshole. You have your daughter's back. And she needs privacy and autonomy over her stuff. I'm disgusted that her own mother isn't more supportive. Yay! I'm not the lonely island here. Wonderful. Let's see a couple more. Your wife harbors someone who tells you that Zoe has a defect. That's a great point. For buying expensive makeup kits, that's the kind of thing that makes people think about divorce. Would not disagree with that. Your daughter doesn't feel like she has any privacy or respect in her own home, and you gave her a lock to give her her privacy. You tried talking to your wife, your brother-in-law, your nieces, and it got you nowhere. If your daughter has to accept 3 additional adults living in her home, they need to accept her very reasonable boundaries. Yeah. So, not the asshole. Great. Not the lonely island here. What do you guys think about this situation? Share your opinions in the comment below, and see you guys next time. Have a great day.